Hello, and welcome to Firefly Readings with Karin. I'm Karin Tobiason, and what I like to do on this channel is participate with the community, answer your questions as they come in. If anybody has a question that they would like for me to address, go ahead and just put them in the chat, and we will gather them up and get to them as soon as I possibly can. Let's go ahead and get started today. So, my very first question, what are the Akashic records? The best way for me to describe the Akashic records is it's the entire recording of your soul's journey from the birth of your soul all the way into infinity. So it just keeps this ongoing record. It can be changed, it can be updated when you're looking into your future, highest and best, whatever that is. But it is just a recording of your soul's journey. From the same listener, asked the following question. What's the value of actually seeing my records and or having somebody help me go in and see them? And the greatest value, I am not a person who believes let's just have fun and let's just keep dipping in and, looking at all these lives and isn't this fun? And I have no interest in, looking if you were ever Cleopatra, or whomever. But what I have found in my readings is that often you're always kind of tapped in to a past life, into one or two. There's always one or two prominent ones. And when I'm in a reading with you, you will often show me which lives that you are tapped into. And the value for you, I've been told, and I also know just for me as well, is it gives you kind of context and content as far as understanding where you are in your process right now. And that might be, gives you more understanding of your relationships, the challenges of your relationships, the closeness of your relationships, any fears that are coming up. Also, past lives will highlight strengths and what you can kind of tap into in this day. And so it really just kind of lets you know what you're dealing with. Most people who have it described to them go, oh my gosh, that so makes me understand why I'm having such a hard time in my marriage, with my family, with my boss, whatever the situation is. So that is, that's the greatest value. Okay, thank you. We're moving here quickly. Okay, the third question. What is a starseed? And let me answer that, and then I'll do the second part of this. So we are all starseeds. Our souls were all born up in this beautiful star system, and so we are all starseeds. So the second part, everybody on this planet right now is, in fact, a starseed. And that doesn't mean that we're all from the same, star families. It doesn't mean we're from the same anything. We are all just, we were birthed up in the universe. And then the second part of this question asks, does this mean that we've also lived in other star systems? Does this mean that I've been an ET? And not necessarily. So we are all born from up here. We are all star seeds. It's just, one of those just overall terms. And Actually, not many of us have lived as an ET on another planet, collecting some data there. But there are a number of people who have spent many, many lives. Um, I always refer to it, to simplify it, driving around in a spaceship, you know, saving planets, saving the occupants on planets, trying to save minerals and life force and life. And so not all of us have done that. Yeah, but there are many here who have. I hope that answered it. I just feel, as another question, I just feel as if I've lost everything. I just lost my job. I'm about to lose my home. I'm talking about everything. And this beautiful reader asks, what did I do to deserve this? How could I have made so many mistakes? Oh, and the very first thing that, please, whoever sent this in, please just take a very, very deep, deep breath in. What your guides want you to know, you've never made a mistake. You have not done anything to deserve things that feel spooky wooky right now, that feel uncomfortable. And oftentimes, what happens when this happens to us, and it happens to many of us, it's very frightening. It feels like everything that ever mattered to you, as if your whole identity, whatever it is just taken away from you. And what I always refer to that is the guides, my guides like calling it a course correction, where you have collected enough data in the way that you have gone. You have cleared some karma with going on that route. You have it's actually a beautiful, beautiful example of you kind of hitting your marks, and it's a course correct where everything is taken away, so you have the opportunity to rebuild the way that you really want it this time. Many of us who have been on a course correct, we've just been on a way, we've been on a thought form, we've been doing what we thought we were supposed to be doing. We're doing what people gave us a lot of kudos for doing. We were not, if we were really honest to ourselves, we didn't love what we were doing, and oftentimes got mixed up with, no, I love what I do, and it wasn't that you loved what you did as much as you loved being good at what you did. And so in these cases, it's most people that are like losing everything right now, being course corrected. They are being, this is a really beautiful opportunity to create the life that you really want. It is a way that your team was saying that everything that you have created out in the world that you want, everything that you want, you were never going to be able to reach any of that on the trajectory that you were. So everything was kind of turned around and you were put in a different direction. When this happened to me, three major times. So I'm pretty experienced with this, three major times with everything being taken away. Is I was really able to just kind of get quiet, get into nature, try to manage my fears, try to, I just, any fears that I had, just these are not real. Let's just take them, back. Let's just take them, back to the light, to be transmuted back to love and light. Let me just continue to discover, to slow down and discover who I am now, what I really, really love. What were those things that I have created in the future, for the future, that are trying to come in? And so this is not about a mistake. If you are actually at a huge course correction like this, I want to say congratulations. It is testament to your power as a wonderful, powerful, light-filled being in this world at this time. You have the opportunity to rebuild and re-put your life together in a way that is going to open up your heart, bring the community in that you've always prayed for, the relationship, the abundance, the happiness, everything that you have been creating that you have just kind of been feeling like you're missing the marks. So congratulations. If you're feeling hopeless, if you are feeling very, very uncomfortable with it, and I know that you are, it might be a really good time to reach out to somebody that can do an Akashic reading and kind of look at the lives that you are tapped into, what was going on in those lives, what scared you, what actually made you made everything fall apart, and how you intended to rebuild it from when you were in your life review and talking with your counsel. So this is a very really, really beautiful time for you. Just keep breathing through it. I know it's really, really spooky when you've got the spooky wookies. Just send them back to the light. You're just invoking the very first law, spiritual law. Everything sent back to the light must go, whether or not that is a thought form, an emotion, something that you're just looking at, something you're feeling, something that you kind of know that you don't like, anything, just send it back to the light. Take a deep breath, get yourself back in your body, and go take a 5-minute nap. And or get out into nature if that is a meditation for you. Everything is going to work out so much better than you could actually ever even imagine at this point. They want me to describe it to you in a different way, in a new way as well, for you to kind of look at it. So as you've been going forward and you have been creating with your team, you have been like, oh, wouldn't this be cool? This would be so, I would love this. My life is perfect, except I don't have this. And, or God, I would love to be able to, whatever it is that you've been doing, a thought is a thing. When it expands your emotional center and your heart, it becomes a thing. So look at this course correction as you have very effectively given birth to this whole new life that is coming in. And this whole new life that is coming in is just coming in, and it just needs to push out some of the things, some of the habits, patterns, and beliefs that have gotten in the way of your true joy, abundance, love, and happiness. And so look at this as just up, it's just pushing this stuff out to make way for me to have everything, everything I want. Not unlike buying a beautiful car, and you're so excited, and you drive up to your garage and you open up the garage door, and somehow inside this garage door, in your garage, it's gotten full of old furniture and dusty boxes and crap and all sorts of stuff. So on these course corrections, all you're doing is just cleaning out your garage, my love, so that you can have this beautiful new life coming in. I hope that helps for you. Next question that has come in. What is the difference between a soulmate and a twin flame? I love this. So, a soulmate is the group of people, the group of souls that you were actually born with. And I'm going to go back. I'm going to go all the way back to the birth of my soul, because it just talks about it so beautifully. And so when my team brought me back to the birth of my soul, I went back, 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 all the way, all the way, all the way. And my guides had me stand and witness this very, very large, beautiful orange, yellow. It looked like a sun. It was just this God source sun. And on the surface of the sun, there were all these little tiny solar flares, just tiny little flares, and they were all kind of looking like they were trying to release. They were trying to release from this big God source sun. And then my guides, my team, invited me to stand into my little flare, my little God source flare. And I found myself in it, and I found myself pushing and pushing and just being joyful. I've never felt that joy and the curiosity. When am I going to go? When do I get to give birth to myself? And pushing and going. And at a very similar time, very, 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 very similar time, my little flash was able to release when several thousand other little solar flares released from God's source. I want to tell you, each one of us made some kind of a sound like yippee. We hit the atmosphere and we were all given kind of a blueprint. The thing that looks most similar to maybe is like an astrological chart. So all of our charts are very, very similar, except not one is exactly the same. And so I like to refer to those souls that were born the same time you were. Those are your soulmates. These are the souls that you come back to learn lessons. You come back to the planet. You come back to be together, to help one another, to assist one another in doing, in learning your lessons. And sometimes your soulmates are people who like sweep the path ahead, and they encourage you and they love you, and they're just these wonderful yummy human beings that just make you feel like a million five and just help you move forward. Very mommy love. Some of the and that was the agreement that you two had. They would come and encourage you. They would shake pom-poms. They would celebrate every win and every step that you took. Our soulmates also come in to challenge us to the nth degree to grow. So if we are coming in and we have some spooky wookies, very, very common, yeah, for, healers and teachers and leaders and communicator, and all of them, all of them. We come forth with with fears, and some of that is fears would be afraid to be seen, afraid to be heard. Most of us have been prosecuted. We've been burned at the stake. We've been publicly persecuted, not prosecuted, persecuted. We have been killed for speaking our truth. We've been killed for just living our truth and speaking our truth. And we all come in with all of our spooky wookies, and many of our soulmates will come in to really like stick, poke sticks in our wounds for us to overcome and grow, have us overcome our fears and step forward anyway. Most of the people and those are really some of our greatest teachers, and the ones that if your very, very most difficult relationships on this planet at this time, I promise you that when both of you step over many years from now, and you are reunited back up into, and I'm just going to call it heaven, just because you all know what I'm talking about. When you are all reunited up there in heaven, you two will run towards each other, you will hug, you will laugh, and you will go, "Oh my God, wasn't I horrible? Weren't you horrible?" You will laugh, you will thank one another, you will celebrate, and those are also the soulmates that help you move. So, what my team told me about twin flames. And I'm also going to say a soulmate can be, a boss, it can be a family member, it can be a friend, it can be, a beloved, it can be a boyfriend, a girlfriend, husband, whatever it is. Whatever relationship you two decided would be the very best for both of you to grow, but all you need to do is worry about yourself. So then what my guides told me is that a twin flame is a soulmate, so exactly the same. It often becomes a twin flame. It can be like a mother-daughter, father-son, but so many people look at them as, a partnership, as a beloved. So I'm going to talk about just the beloved relationship. Um, and the twin flames come together to help one another grow, to help one another really kind of grow their soul to the level that they saw possible from the other side. And what makes these relationships so difficult is you come forth with almost exactly the same issues. So it is not a matter of, with, your soulmate partner that you look through, you can see through your psychic eyes, and you can see all of their strengths, and you can see their beauty, and you can see their flaws, and you can see what they still need to work on, and that you can help from that perspective. A twin flame is harder to see because you have very identical strengths, and you've got very, very similar or identical, um, um, I'm going to just call them fears and things that you have to work on. So when your twin flame is working on, courage and taking a step forward, it is often a time that you are doing exactly that same work, and it can be really triggering, very, very triggering. If you have a twin flame in your life, it's also testament to just the bright light and old, beautiful, beautiful old soul that you are, that you volunteered to come forth and learn in these environments. It's very, very advanced. It's incredibly advanced. Okay, I hope that helps.